Now, in Australia, property and how hard it is to come by is a significant conversation. It is one that I believe whichever version of Australian politics is able to come up with some sort of an answer about how people are going to be able to buy their first home, or how they're going to be able to move up to their next home, or how they might be able to downsize from that big home. I think all of that would be really interesting. And while I know the 2025 election was rather significant, it is important to remember that Peter Dutton had a suggestion, and that was that we would block foreign investors in the Australian property market on existing properties. This ended up being very popular, close to 70% of people agreeing with it. So guess what the government did? Oh, yeah, this is our idea too. Clueless Claire O'Neill, she was out and about there, and there she was telling everyone before the last election, we're getting serious about foreign buyers.
Today, the government's announcing that we are going to ban foreign ownership of existing property in Australia. This is an important move. We need to orient the entire efforts of the Australian government around security of housing for Australians and, wherever possible, home ownership for a broader range of young Australians. This is a good policy.
Because security and all the right stuff, okay? People ate it up like a spoon. You get the point. Well, you may have noticed the asterisk in both of these policies was foreign buyers can still get involved in a new piece of construction. Now, yes, theoretically, this means that eventually if something was bought by a foreign buyer, maybe they would sell it to a local, 10 years after it's been built. Does nothing, of course, to deal with the immediate concerns of the first home buyers market or the investor market or the rental market, but whatever. Foreign investors have put in billions of dollars to the Australian property market since the announcements have been made. $3.7 billion to be precise. And this is just the information that comes from the Foreign Investment Review Board, which last month revealed that there were 929 Aussie home sales with a combined value of $1.2 billion. And remember, to qualify for the Foreign Investment Review Board, there's a certain threshold. So there's a lot more below all of this, and that's just in the first 3 months. You mean after the announcement was made by the minister saying it's all about focusing on the young people in the housing market? Total known sales to offshore buyers in the financial year of 2025, $3.7 billion. China dominated the list with 1,000 purchases. Combined value, $1.1 billion. Again, just pay attention. I know you do, but just pay attention to what they say, the way they sell it, and then when everyone opens up the present, there's an empty box. Because the foreign buyers might not be bidding against you for the existing two-bedroom unit, but guess what they are doing? Buying up all of the new ones in all of those suburbs you'd like to live in or get your kids to buy in one day. Nothing to see here. But they're cracking down on foreign investors, apart from, $4 billion worth in just 1 year? Meantime, the number of people over a certain age who are still working because they have to work is going up under this government. Again, I know this is just crazy. I mean, they are the greatest government of all time. They're ambitious in the budget. They care about the future in housing. They want to build social cohesion with a Royal Commission into an event that's not allowed to talk about the event. A record 760,000 Australians over the age of 65 are in the workforce. The coalition claiming the figures show that older people are being forced to work because of cost of living pressures. The average number of older people working in the year to October is the highest since records began in 1995, up nearly 20% since Labor was elected, by the way, in 2022. The number of over 65s in the workforce has risen by 27% in Victoria since the Albanese government was elected, up 22% to 243,000 people who are still working past retirement age in New South Wales. Nothing to see here. And then, even if you do retire, eventually, if you don't take all of the assets that you earn and put them into aged care and then, private or not-for-profit companies, piddle it all up against the wall so there's 4/5 of bugger all left to be left over to the kids, the bloke from the ABC says they should tax that too. That's why we call and talk about other people's money all the time. Just ridiculous.